Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the CDL podcast channel. In this episode today, we are going to be ranking or predicting, I guess, the top 10 ARs and SMGs going into the Black Ops 6 season. We're going to guess who we think is going to come out on top as the best players in the game per role. If you guys enjoy this one, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, drop a 5-star review. Brock, how you doing today?
Oh, we're doing great. A couple more days here. COD comes out. Can't get any better right now.
Yeah, absolutely not. Couple more days. I've been like excited for it. We're gonna talk like a lot. We're gonna talk a little bit of CDL like this coming season, like what's coming up here. But we're also gonna talk a lot of Black Ops 6 news because a decent amount of stuff was revealed today. Um, but I can honestly say I think this is the most excited I've been for a COD release since probably Black Ops 4. I mean,
Mm,
as a big Treyarch
yeah,
fan, obviously, like usually Treyarch games are what I'm really interested in. But like MW19, I was kind of like, I don't know, whatever, it's whatever. And then Cold War, I mean, I was very excited for. Vanguard, whatever. MW2, kind of whatever. MW3, I was decently excited for just with the throwback maps. Probably MW3 was the most excited I've been since Cold War, but this is certainly the most excited I've been for a COD game, and definitely, I mean, years. It's quite some time.
yeah. Same here. With all the news that has been coming out about it, just very excited just to get my hands on it and play it.
I'm excited, like, and you know what's one thing that like I don't know, like last year I usually go for the mastery camo. Like I got it in I think I got an MW2. I definitely got it in this past game. I got it in Black Ops 3, Black Ops 4. Definitely not in MW19 or like
Yeah,
Vanguard or anything like that. But like in the games that are at least like pretty good for pubs, like especially the Treyarch titles, I've always gotten it, and it seems like it's going to be easier to get this year. I mean, obviously we don't know for sure because we don't know if like the end challenges are really hard from everything I've seen, but like it seems like they're going to be easier. We'll get into Black Ops 6 news in a second here and kind of talk about how excited we are for it. But first, I want to start with the CDL news, bro.
yep.
Um,
Let's do it.
the event locations were revealed, or at least the rumor locations were revealed. We know how this works; they can definitely change. They
Yep.
have changed in the past, but it looks like Major One is going to be in Barcelona, hosted by potentially Toronto's group. They said, so that's really cool. We're going international. I mean, technically, we go international every year with going to Toronto, but you know what I mean. We're going overseas,
Hmm.
going to Barcelona. That's a really, really, really fun location. Obviously, not technically a home event, but like I mean, Spain, it technically kind of is a home event for Heretics, so that'll be fun.
Yeah, a lot of supporters over there with the Heretics brand and stuff. And going over there for the first time will definitely attract a lot of new people, eyes on the COD.
And from what we've seen too, like when COD goes over to Europe, it seems to be like when it was in France, when it's in the UK, it seems like the fans go crazy.
Hmm.
I don't remember an event in Spain. There could have been one that I'm missing, but like I'm assuming the fans are going to go crazy,
Yeah.
especially with the way they are with soccer and everything over there too. Like, let's be honest, their environments at some of the soccer games you see anywhere across Europe seem to be like almost better than any environment we see here in the US.
Yeah, that is. It's like another. I don't know how to put it into words. Just like one step up. It seems like the fans.
Yeah, it's insane, and the chants are gonna be going crazy. I'm super excited, and also, you know what? It's good because there are so many European fans of the CDL that just get shafted, and they have to come all the way to the US and every year to go to an event. They don't even get one event, so it's kind of cool that they finally get an event
Hmm.
over in Europe and Spain. So, I mean, it's super cool for them. They actually don't have to travel across the pond and go to a super far, super expensive event because, I mean, obviously flights Europe to America are much more expensive. Anybody from Spain, if they want to come see their team play or just see COD in general, it's in their country. They don't have to come all the way to Florida, California, Texas, wherever.
Yep. It's just very cool to see. To be honest.
Yeah, I'm very excited for it. And the other major locations apparently are Miami, Dallas, and Toronto. So if that's true that Toronto's group is hosting the one in Barcelona, like I saw, that means then maybe they're hosting two. That's wild. I mean, Toronto has been putting in work for the CDL. If they are actually funding or hosting two events, it's kind of wild.
Yeah, they're putting the money. That's for damn sure.
Yeah,
Like you said,
that's
they're hosting two.
That's insane. Obviously, Dallas is a pretty common location too with Optic. Miami, they did their first event last year. I think a lot of people were complaining about the Miami event though, so maybe not the best thing that they got another event.
Yeah, but maybe they'll learn from their mistakes this time and it'll be better for everyone.
Hopefully. 'Cause I remember, wasn't there like a big controversy, like they weren't gonna have a challengers event, and then like the challengers location was like far away, and it was like weird.
Yeah, it was like yeah, you're right. It's something along those lines.
Yeah,
So yeah,
not great. But Brock, the most exciting news is apparently there is a fifth event this year, possibly in Chicago, according to the rotation. Which,
that'd
why is
be
that
super
exciting? Some
nice.
people might be asking. That's exciting for us, because for those of you that don't know, I'm sure a lot of you do. We are in Wisconsin, and
Yep,
Dallas, Miami, Toronto. Obviously, Barcelona, not really very drivable. Obviously, Miami, Toronto, Dallas, we could technically drive to, but I mean, that is brutal. Obviously, we can't drive to Barcelona.
yep,
So like when Brock and I have gone to COD events in the past, the ones that I've gone to Brock with, we were able to drive to the Minnesota, the home event
yep,
over there. But obviously, we had to fly to Texas. We flew to Vegas for another event. I flew to LA. So it's like obviously flying to the events is fun because you get a full vacation. Like you get to go do stuff. That's obviously super fun. But going to Chicago, we'll save a lot of money. We can just drive down there. We'll have our own car there. It's just like an event in Chicago is exciting. And also, Chicago is an excellent city, big city. It's central in the US. It makes so much sense for an event, especially if they do it like end of the year. Like they're always putting these events in like Vegas or like Texas in July. I promise you, being in the Midwest is better than being in Texas or like Florida or something in July when it's just brutally hot, or
yep.
Vegas.
Mhm.
Like Midwest in the summer weather is just perfect. You get like 70s, 80s, sunny, just beautiful out.
Yeah, it's just not. Oh, the last few events I've been to were like 100 and like
Yeah.
90s.
Dallas and Vegas are both brutally hot. I mean, I've heard them say that before too. Like, oh, we want to make sure we have good weather. Dude, do they just not? I don't know if it's just an excuse or if they just don't know how weather works, but like it's not cold in the Midwest, like Wisconsin, Illinois, Minnesota. It's not cold here June,
Yeah,
July, August when they're having like those end of the year events. It's not cold here.
yeah,
Actually beautiful. I would argue it's like the best weather in the country.
yeah. It's very very beautiful weather, and right now today, like in Wisconsin, it was like 77.
Yeah, it was like a
Surprisingly,
record high for this date. Yeah,
yep,
I've never walked outside in late October here and been like, "Damn, it's actually kinda hot out," and that's how I felt today.
yep. It's times are changing here in Wisconsin with the weather.
So hopefully that Chicago event happens, Brock. I don't
Yeah,
know what it is though. Like they said, it's an extra. Like they said, there's a fifth event, and I don't know if that means like, oh, champs could be there. I'm assuming it's not champs. 'Cause I would think that like they would specify like, oh, rumor is champs is in Chicago.
yeah,
Um, I'm thinking maybe it's a fifth major, maybe like a pro am kind of thing. I don't know, but either way, like I hope it's a legit event because I would love to go in Chicago. And there was also supposed to be a kickoff event in
hmm,
Anaheim, but it sounds like that's no longer happening according to the guys over at the rotation as well. It sounds like that was probably going to be like the kickoff classic where it's like, maybe there's like a little prize pool involved, but it's not actually for CDL points, more just like kick off the year.
yeah. So unfortunate for not having that, but guess we'll take what we can get.
And I thought I saw Brock Major one was like in late or early February, maybe. So that unfortunately probably means the season won't kick off until after the new year.
Yeah,
Because if the first event's in like early February or late January or whatever, they're definitely not going to like have them start playing before Christmas because they usually go on like a Christmas and New Year's break.
yep,
So they're definitely not going to have them start playing before then. So a little unfortunate, but it does seem like the season is going to kick off after the new year, probably with regular season matches, which does kind of suck.
yeah. Unfortunate, but at the same time, I guess with all the breaks, it doesn't pay to start before that.
Yeah. Yeah, it makes sense. It makes complete sense, but also kind of sucks. Like I wish they would just like start the season like I don't know, around like I don't know, it's hard to make it work. They would almost have to start the season with the they'd almost have to start the season like the second the game comes out if you think about it because like if they have to go through 3 or 4 weeks of qualifiers,
Mhm. Yeah.
unless they cuz I was going to say like oh start November 1st, but that's like 10 days after the game comes out, not even, maybe even less.
Mhm.
Uh And then if all of a sudden, if you wait like 2 weeks, you're basically kind of infringing on Thanksgiving for us in America. And then
Yep.
all of a sudden, if you play your qualifiers up till Christmas, you don't want to take a 2-week break. So I guess logistically, it makes a little sense. If the
Mhm.
game released like a month earlier, maybe they could do it. But it is unfortunate that we have to wait all the way till then because like we'll have played the game for 2 months by that time. It's and people always make the argument that it kind of kills the hype of like the casuals.
Yeah.
Maybe if it was like the first 3 weeks of the game, the casuals would tune in because like they're playing the game, and a lot of those people kind of die off after the first month or two.
Mhm. Yeah, if we gotta wait for February for this league to kick off, we need rank play as soon as possible.
Yeah, we definitely need rank play as soon as possible. That is just a fact. Uh Rock, Black Ops 6 news. This is what we were talking about. I am maybe the most excited I've been for a game. Like honestly, I can't even say like a game like Black Ops 2 I was like crazy excited for because like it was like really before I was like full into COD. I was like kind of
Mhm.
still like pretty heavily into Halo. The only other games I get this excited for is when new Borderlands games come out because that's like my favorite uh like game franchise of all time along with COD. I am probably the most hype, I would say Black Ops 3. I was really excited for Black Ops 3.
Yep.
Um, after
Same
playing
here.
the beta, and I like jetpacks, so I would say this game is probably the most hyped I've been. And some of the news that was revealed, or like Charlie Intel posted, was about camos. So mastery camos are revealed. They look insane. The Warzone one looks super cool for the Warzone guys. The zombies one looks really cool. The multiplayer one looks like pretty typical Dark Matter, which is always awesome, like vibrant
Mhm.
in colors, animated. There's also a second animated camo for every mode. There's like a purple spine one for multiplayer that's animated and looks sick. I didn't see any of like the movement on them. I just saw like the still shots, but the purple spine one looks cool. It looks like literally like a spine going across the gun. It's like purple and gray, and
Mhm.
it looks really cool. But there's, I love that there's individual camos for each mode because I remember like in Black Ops 3, I think it was. I don't think they really had like a mastery camo for. They had camos for zombies. Maybe there was a mastery camo. I don't remember actually. Was there zombies dark matter? I think there was actually.
I believe so.
Maybe there was, but I don't know. Either way, I like that they do the individual camels for each mode because, like, for a while it was just like multiplayer and zombies was kind of just like its own thing, like way back in the day. But I love that they do the individuals because, like, for you and I, we're not really gonna play Warzone. We'll play zombies here and there, but probably not enough to like obviously grind for the mastery camo.
Yep.
And neither of us will really play Warzone. But I love that like there are some people that just love Warzone and that's all they're gonna play.
Mhm.
And there are some people that just love pubs. That's all they're gonna play. There are some people like our friend that is just gonna play zombies. And like
Yep.
I do love that they have the individual mastery camos that you don't have to touch the other game modes, like if you're that's your thing. Because it is kind of I don't know, like as somebody who doesn't like Warzone, I don't want to have to go into Warzone and play a bunch of it to get the mastery camo.
Yeah, that was kind of just kill like the of me trying to get that camo because I just kind of despise Warzone.
Yeah, and like for me, I don't mind zombies. Like I'll play it with my friends, but like I'm not gonna sit down and just like grind zombies. I'll play it with like I said, like we'll play it with our friends and stuff. But I'm not like I don't know. I'm not just like a zombies grinder. I'm definitely more likely to play zombies than Warzone. But
Yeah, same.
I don't know. I'm just really excited for the camos. I love Dark Matter. I'm also really excited because I don't know if you saw this news, Brock. It's been out for a little bit. I think we might have talked about it, but the multiplayer camos don't require leveling.
That's nice.
And apparently the challenges on like you go like kind of normal, you go like the regular challenges into like these super challenges and then into like the gold, diamond challenges and stuff.
Mhm.
And the regular challenges, it sounds like are just headshots, like Black Ops 2.
That's nice. That'd be nice.
It's so much better than those annoying like, oh, do this with zero attachments, do this weird like remember when you do like the close range like hip fire kills?
Yeah. It's like get kills while sliding. Something like
Yeah,
that.
and it's dumb stuff that makes me like play the game in a stupid way that I don't want to play.
Mhm. Yep.
Whereas, like, with headshots, of course, maybe I'd, like, purposely aim for the head a little more than I normally do, but, like, at least I can still just, like, run around and get kills.
Mhm. Yeah. So if
And
that
if
is
it's
true,
100 dude,
that'd be super nice.
if it's 100 headshots with ARs or subs, you can fly through that in, like, an hour.
Yeah. Literally.
You
That'd
can
be just even more to grind for. Be so
and then
so easy.
I'm assuming, like, snipers and shotguns will probably be one shots instead of
Yep.
headshots because that's normally what they are. I didn't see anything saying that, but, like, for those of you that didn't go for, like, camo grinds in the past, typically, the snipers are one-shot kills instead of headshots, and then same with the shotguns, they're one-shot kills instead of headshots. And then also um, like if there's like a semi-auto sniper that's only like a one shot to the head, it's usually headshots for that sniper as well.
Yeah. Mhm. Yeah.
But those look awesome. I'm really excited to camo grind. I'm planning to try to get dark matter this year. It seems like it's going to be maybe potentially one of the easier years, knock on wood, because you don't have to actually level up guns.
Yeah. Don't know all the challenges, but hopefully, like you said, it is the headshots and a little easier. And I'm excited because camos look very cool, and excited to just grind it.
Well, and there's animated camos, which are always the biggest W.
Yep.
I will say also, Brock, the hardest part. Remember the hardest part about like getting the mastery camo last year was the fact that you had to level up the guns. Remember, like we would like during double XP weekends, you wouldn't even like go for camos. You would just like play Rust and just like spam
Flip of
every
the
gun to
guns.
level them up because like there was no point in like grinding camos on each individual gun because it was so hard to level them up that you, like on double XP, all you do is level everything up. So you had the so you had the challenges unlocked. This is so nice because you can just start unlocking them right away without having to unlock levels. It's
Yeah.
so much better.
Yeah. That was the very like annoying part to why I didn't really care for like some of those guns. I didn't really care to level up and like but rank play stuff like that comes out.
Yeah, and now it's like, oh, I can just like grab the gun, get the headshots done, and like I can fly through it a lot faster for those guns you don't necessarily really want to use.
Yeah. Because like last year, like I have to spend like an hour on on a gun to level up to max just to do the camos. So
Yeah, just to
it's
then
just
unlock the
dumb.
challenges that require a bunch of different attachments, and then you have to like do them in individual games. Then once you're done with a certain attachment, you have to change the attachments, and it's so tedious.
Yeah, then it's like get a 50 hip fire because I'm just hip firing across the whole map and
Yeah,
hardcore.
like you're just doing stuff that you don't like. You have to go play hardcore,
just
like you
just
said. Yeah,
stupid stuff.
that's like not like I would just want to like run around and like learn the maps and play the game, and like I am going like 10 and 30 because I'm sprinting around the map having to get hip fire kills, and it's like it's not fun.
Yeah, it's just not like it's just so dumb how you play it sometimes with it. I get it, but like just
Yeah,
rather just get play like
I'd rather just play
not
normal.
not that way. Yeah, play normally.
Then Brock Prestige Master is back. Normal prestiges are back. This is also something I'm so excited for because
Love
I
that.
wonder if there's anybody else. I know you're like this. I wonder if there's anybody else out there listening that's like this. Did you like ever since post Black Ops 4, have you ever at one point even known what level you are in the game?
No, because I really don't care because it goes like it goes from season to season and stupid stuff like that.
Yeah, and you like stay at like level 155 or something. Like I randomly see like, oh, I'm level 200 something. And it's like I don't even know what that means. I don't even like you get stuck at levels. Like the whole new leveling system was so terrible. I couldn't even tell you what level I was for like the past 5 or 6 years, 7 years since
Yeah,
Black Ops 4.
I couldn't even tell you what level I was this last game at the end.
Oh, absolutely not. I have no idea.
Yeah, I I wish I knew. I don't even know even.
But that's how terrible it was because there was no reason to care about it. There was
Yeah.
no reason to level up. And now in this game, you have the new prestige logos, which by the way, they were getting roasted online. I kind of like them. They're like paying homage to other like games. Like I saw like I think it was Prestige 4 was like a nuke dropping and it said welcome to Nuketown. There was like the dude from Transit, like the bus driver from Transit was one of them. Like the Black Ops like cover art was another one. And then like when you get to Prestige Master, you can level 100, you can like kind of like in Black Ops 3, you can like choose your prestige logo from old games
Yep. I like that a
and
lot.
you go all the way up to level 1000. So like it actually like it makes it fun to prestige. Like, oh, I'm first prestige, I'm second prestige. It's fun to grind all the way to prestige master. Also, the permanent unlock is back, one per prestige. So for those of
Mhm.
you that don't know what it is, because you know what's crazy, Brock? There's people that are listening to this that have never played on a classic prestige COD.
That's kind of insane.
I mean, it's not a knock if you haven't. You might just have not played COD at the time or like whatever. But like we're saying, it's crazy that like it's been that long.
I know it has been a long time.
Like, I mean, your brother never played a classic prestige COD, really. He like played a little bit of Black Ops 4, but not really.
No, I think his like first like game, but it was like basically it was his first true game. I think was Cold War.
Yeah, which isn't like real prestiging.
Yeah,
Um,
that's
the
kind of crazy to think about.
yeah, permanent unlock is like so. When you go to prestige one, when you prestige, you have a token that you can permanently unlock something. So, like, let's say Ghost, you get the Ghost perk at like I don't know. To use an example, like level 55 was like the max level in Black Ops 2.
Yep.
So like let's say you unlock Ghost at level 55. Well, you want to use Ghost a lot in pubs normally, so you'll permanently unlock it, so you have it right away from level 1 every time you prestige. That's how the permanent unlock tokens. Obviously, you know that, but for those of you
Yeah.
listening that don't, so that's cool. I'm like, I'm not like somebody like, it's not like I'm like super young anymore and the procedures are like super like grindy, but like I'm more motivated to level up in this game because of that.
Mhm.
Like
Definitely.
I definitely want to hit Prestige Master,
Yeah.
and like I'm
Uh,
sure I will over the course of playing ranked.
yep. That's definitely a goal of mine for this year.
And it's kind of
Hit
fun.
level 1000.
Yeah, it's kind of fun. Like when we're just like grinding rank, like you just level up. I just these all these classic things, and it just goes to show that like so many things in COD that changed shouldn't have changed.
Yep. They are coming back.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of coming back, Brock, the last thing, OG BO1 Nuketown is back with a touched up look. So obviously there was people that were like, "Oh, we don't want Nuketown back again. Like it's so redundant." I I don't reside in that group. I want Nuketown back as the best pubs map of all time. Uh,
So
Sounds like
good.
it's basically gonna be like the BO1 art style. Like it's gonna look like the BO1 map, but just with like obviously like touched up graphics to
Yep.
modernize it. Because obviously, like in Black Ops 2, you had Nuketown 2025, and then you had like the futuristic Nuketown in Black Ops 3. Then you had like it was like a winter Nuketown in Black Ops 4, I think, right?
Yep, it was, yep, winterish.
And then I don't really remember the Cold War one that much. I don't really
Trying
remember the Cold War Nuketown that much for some
trying
reason.
trying to think.
I remember, okay, I kind of like can see it in my head, but I can't really think of the theme. I mean, obviously, I'm assuming it was like Cold War era, but uh,
Yeah, I can't remember.
I can't remember. I can like see it kind of in my head, but I can't really remember. But anyways, obviously you don't have to agree with it. It's not like a fact, but my personal opinion is Nuketown is the best pubs map of all time. It's just so fun. High engagements, but it's not super spawn killy like a shipment.
Yeah,
It,
shipments.
like if they drop Nuketown double XP on weekend one, oh my god. Please.
The better.
Yeah, I can't wait. Are you excited for Nuketown? I'm so excited to play. Just I like it honestly ruins me learning the new maps a lot of times because like if they drop Nuketown 24/7, I will be there.
Yep, same. Yeah, I'm just super excited overall for this game to come out.
Yeah, and season one is expected to launch on November 14th, according, apparently this leaked because of Little Caesars. So shout out to Little Caesars.
Shout out.
They're doing some like promo or something where you can like win. I didn't really look into it, but you can like I'm assuming win stuff for buying pizza or like making purchases there. Um, but they apparently it's like leaked in an email that season one's expected to launch November 14th. Which, if we go off the information we heard earlier in the off season, that ranked play was supposed to be coming out in like the mid season update for season one. Usually the seasons aren't like crazy long, more than like a couple months, so that would probably potentially put rank play coming out like on or around Christmas, before Christmas maybe,
Maybe, yeah, that'd
which
be
is
nice if it was before Christmas.
that's like the earliest I could possibly remember it. Both of us, we don't want to get too hyped because we know
Yeah,
how it
usually
works. We have to
delay
wait all the
happens from
time.
there.
But I mean, potentially like before New Year's, before 2025, we could be eating rank play, which is massive. Obviously, the sooner the better because once rank play comes out, unless maybe we have a little bit of camo grinding left to do, like when we don't have a full squad on or something. But once rank play comes out, you and I are just like pretty much in terms of gaming, that's all we play for the next
Yep,
5 6 months.
rank play it is after, the pubs grind.
Yeah, so that's really excited, really exciting.
Very.
Last thing, Brock, it feels like a crime to be talking about this on the Monday during new release for COD. But a playtest for COD 2025 was done. So my brain is fried when I read this, by the way. I wanted you to know that. When I read this, I thought they were talking about this year. And I'm like, why are they calling it COD 2025?
Mhm.
Because I don't know, in my head, I'm like, oh, the majority of Black Ops 6 is in 2025.
Yeah,
So I was thinking, like, why are they calling it COD 2025? Just say Black Ops 6. It's not like you're like in an embargo and you can't say the name. Like, we all know it's Black Ops 6. What are they doing this for? And I'm
yeah.
like, oh, it's it's next year's COD after Black Ops 6. And then I was like, wait, like, why does it look like that? And then, like, somebody was like, "Oh, it's back to back Treyarch," and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot." Because they were saying something about, like, it's, like, set in the Black Ops universe in 2035, and I'm like, "Is Infinity Ward doing, like, a Black Ops game? That's, like, or in the Black Ops universe? That's weird." And then I was like, "Oh my god, yeah." People were saying, like, "Oh, it's back to back Treyarch years."
That is.
And that got me just even more excited. Back to back Treyarch years? Like, we used to pray for times like this.
We love to see it.
Like,
We'd love to see it.
but anyways, in this playtest, apparently uplink was back, and there was like a wall run or like a wall bouncing mechanic, and you could like bounce off the wall and like fly into like the goal for uplink. Dude, when I tell you, I got like insanely excited reading that. I mean,
Uplink, give
how
it
could
to
you
me,
not be excited for that?
please.
Well,
God.
and also, let's be honest, the way both of us feel, this might be a hot take for you listening, but I mean, if we're getting wall bouncing and we're getting uplink and we can jump in the air and get in, just give us the jetpacks, please.
Yep. Might as well throw the jetpacks in last draw.
I mean, Black Ops 2 is already like futuristic because it took place in 2025 and the game was made obviously in 2012, which is crazy to think will be in 2025 next year. Uh,
Jeez.
but like I think they said it was supposed to take place in 2035. Hey, just tell them that hey, that's like the early developments. Honestly, maybe I just cracked the code on the story. Maybe
You
that's like
might
the
have.
maybe 2035. They're saying like because it takes place before Black Ops 3.
Mhm.
Maybe they're saying like, oh, it's like when the jetpacks were in early development, you could like boost off the wall a little bit, like jump off the wall and boost up, but you couldn't. I might have just cracked the code.
You might have. You just got the code there.
Deserto, clip this.
Yep.
In COD 2025, you can bounce off the wall and use like a little thrust to get into the uplink portal. And it's like the precursor to before they fully develop Black Ops 3 jetpacks. Clip that. Somebody save this clip for when I'm right in the reveal for next year.
Yep.
That would be crazy though. I mean,
That
I'm
that would
enough about
be.
that COD because we haven't even gotten to the release of Black Ops 6, but hearing like there's like a wall bouncing or like something kind of mechanic like that, where you can like jump up and we can play uplink got me like irrationally excited.
I know it's been so long since we played Uplink.
Let's be honest, Jetpack COD is the best COD.
Yep.
Maybe not objectively, but like it's my favorite.
Fully agreed.
Um, all right, Brock, that's all the news we got. We kind of yapped for a while on the news, but that's okay. There's a lot going on. And now you and I are gonna have to make a lot of agreements here, Brock.
Yeah, we
We
are.
We're gonna have to obviously we're probably gonna have different opinions. We're gonna have to come. We were gonna do them separate, but we're like, no, let's do a definitive podcast ranking. So on the screen you see 48 players that are at least rumored to be on rosters. It does sound oh shoot, I didn't update it to oh no. Wait, is Vivid on here? I didn't update it to be whatever. I don't know if we were gonna put Vivid in our top 10 anyways. And Hook's technically in challengers, but I don't know if Vivid or Hook we're gonna make our
Yeah.
top 10 anyways, but we're kind of chalked at this point with this. I don't think Vivid or Hook we're going to make our top 10 as much as we love you. Vivid, you're number one by default. We just can't put you in the list because everybody knows you're number one.
Yep.
Uh, we're going to rank our top 10 ARs and SMGs, not like of the last season or not on on their performance from last season or anything. It's purely based on where we're predicting.
Mhm.
They're going to, like, when we are wrapped up the Black Ops 6 season, like, who are we going to be calling the best SMG, the best AR, the best, whatever in the game? Do you want to do top 8 or top 10? Because if we go top 10, we're naming 10 out of 24 in the position. What do you think? Do you think top 8 or top 10?
Let's do top 8.
Okay. That makes a little more sense because it's the top third of that position.
Yeah.
Uh, you're getting closer to like 40% if you do the top 10. So top 8 per position. Obviously, ARs include both main ARs and flexes, SMGs. Obviously, you know what that means. There's 24 in each position. You want to just do one by one, like a bottom rank. I think it'd be easier if we like stayed in one position group the whole time.
Yeah. We can do that.
So in terms of ARs, Brock, let's do ARs first. In terms of
Do it.
ARs, we're ranking. This is Brock and I's prediction for who are going to be the top 8 ARs in order next year when the season's all said and done. So obviously, like we can start naming our candidates. So I mean, who are our candidates among the ARs? I think Abuza, just going kind of down the list from the top down. I think
Mhm.
like Abuza, Attach are candidates for sure. Maybe Beans if you think Toronto's going to have a good year. Celium, obviously, a candidate.
Dashy.
Draza, Dashy, um, Ghosty, definitely. Geo could be up there. Who else we
Mhm.
got? You never know about Insight.
You never get a pop
Um,
up. Could have a comeback here.
Nasty was looking pretty good last year. Maybe you think Paul X is gonna pop off. Scrap, obviously down there. Sib,
Scrap Sib.
Skies, you never know. Maybe Slasher has a bounce back.
Big Wake. Maybe could come back with
Yeah, I don't know about
vengeance.
that. I don't know about that. So I'm thinking like guys like Dashy, Draza, Sib, Scrap, Ghosty are probably going to be more like our top. 5 range. Oh, I
Yeah.
I scrolled over Kenny. Oh my god.
Gen's got to be up there.
Who do you think's at the bottom of that though?
The bottom of the top 8.
Okay, how about let's throw up our like people we know are in the top 8 and we can order them. So are we gonna agree that Celium's gonna finish in the top 8 for ARs?
Yep.
Dashy,
Yeah, I have to agree.
Draza,
Yep.
Ghosty.
Hoping for it.
I know obviously we can drag people down. I want to put a booze up there.
Yep, definitely after what we saw at Champs.
Well obviously Scrap has to go up there.
Yep, scrap.
Okay. So
2
that's
more.
6 up there. I'm looking at Attach, Beans, Geo. Who else is a candidate down here? We got Kenny. I want to put Kenny up there.
Yep, I want Kenny. Wow, 1 more.
We got Sib, Skies.
I think we gotta put Sib up there.
I like Sib up there, and you know what? Funny enough, I actually think that's a decently hard cutoff. Is there a glaring like top AR left that we left off? To me, there actually is.
Um, I would let me scroll through real quick. Yeah,
To me,
I'd
there's a
say
glaring AR.
attach.
Yeah, I think he's clearly the best player left off this list.
Yeah,
So who do you? Let's start on this list. Who do you think? Who do you have at 8? I
out of out of those 8, who'd have a 8?
I think he's gonna have a breakout year, but I think the team is just not gonna be nearly as good. I think I want to put a Booza back at 8. I think he's individually gonna be really good, but I think his numbers are gonna be somewhat hurt by his team not being very good.
Mhm.
I'm down to maybe put him a little higher, but I don't know. I think
Out of
that
these
one's kind of
players,
like a
though,
yeah, and it kind of depends. Like, are we talking like eye test or just like pure numbers? Because like pure numbers, like a guy like Ghosty might take more of a back seat and more of like an OBJ on
yeah,
his team with Hydra and Scrap going crazy. So like Ghosty's numbers may not look as good this year, but like obviously team performance wise, I think he's gonna be doing a lot better.
yeah. I'm fine with a Booza at 8.
Okay. Who do you want to go with at 7? We'll see if we can get close here.
Oh man, 7. To me, 7. I want to put Ghosty out of these players.
I don't hate that at all.
Let's
I
see. This is difficult, kind of right now.
I think I have a clear 6. I think it's the guy that's sitting in 6 on my screen right now. I think Sib.
Sib.
Because I think, yeah, I think team wise, he doesn't have nearly as good of a team. So against those top teams, they may struggle.
Hmm.
Are you okay with Sib there, or do you think that somebody else should go there?
Oh man. No, I think Sib. I think Sib's fine there. I really don't know. Put next. Who do we put next?
I think it's my boy. I think it's Ken next.
Ken.
Yeah, I think
I
it's
would say
Ken.
Ken or Dash since Dashy kind of doesn't get all the stats.
Yeah, I don't hate that. I actually think I think Ken and Dashy are the next two in my opinion.
Yeah,
I don't know.
what's
Dashy's
that?
been so good on like Treyarch titles. Dashy was so good on Black Ops 4. I guess he wasn't like incredible at Cold War, but like their team
Yeah,
kind of all over the place. But Dashy was obviously incredible at Black Ops 4. I don't know. I feel like there's gonna be so much aggression in this game. Maybe we do you want to put Dashy at 5 and Kenny at 4?
yeah. Let's do that.
I think I'm gonna put Brock. Who do you think third?
Third. Um, this is hard. I think third. I want to put Celium.
I wanted to do that too, so we should do that because I think Scraps could be the best. They are in the game.
Yep, Jaws is gonna be really
Raza,
good.
you think Raza's gonna be really, really good?
I think he'd be better than Celium for the team, but not better than Scrap for the team.
I do too. Draza just seems so high at two to me, but he is that good of a player.
I mean, last year he kind of cared when the other players were, struggling like a BZ and Celium at times. Him and Sip are kind of carrying the load.
Yeah, yeah,
But that's also basing off the last game to if you think he'd be just as good as this game.
yeah. My only gripe with our list right now, like I could maybe see worlds where you like move around the placements a little bit of the players. My only gripe is I Attach does look kind of wrong not being up there because I do think Attach's team this year is going to be like potentially like the fourth or fifth best team.
Hmm.
So I do potentially think that Attach could be up there instead of Abuza because I think his team is going to be better. But at the same time, Abuza I think could just be putting up crazy numbers because he was so good at champs.
Yeah.
I mean, player by player, why do we think they're going to be up here as a top 8 player? I think Abuza is just going to be the hard carry for his team, so his numbers are just going to be insane. He's going to be playing to basically be on a top team next year.
Yep.
Ghosty, why you think he's going to be top 7 player?
Go see. Yeah, not as good as the year he had this year. Definitely will take a backseat, but objective wise and clutching, I think that's why I would put him there.
And I think he's still gonna have good numbers. It's just, yeah, I agree. I think he's gonna have to take a backseat to the way that Scrap and Hydra play. His
Yeah.
numbers may look worse, and he may take a little bit of a backseat. But I think we're still gonna notice that Ghosty's an incredible player. I don't think it's gonna be like, oh, Ghosty's numbers got a lot worse. He just isn't as good. It's gonna be his numbers got worse than they were last year, but we understand why, and he's impacting winning more.
Mhm.
So it's a good trade off. Like numbers aren't everything.
Yep.
Then we have Sib at 6. I think once again, Sib down a little lower. I could easily see a world where you put Sib down below these two. Maybe you even swap in. I can see Attach being swapped in for like any of the bottom 3. Uh,
Yep.
I think Sib kind of same thing. I don't hate his team, but I don't think his team is going to be nearly as good as the top 3 in all of our ARs in the top 5 here come for the top three teams. I don't think his team is going to be nearly as good. And we keep saying team, and this isn't ranked on team success, but when your teammates aren't as good, naturally it's harder for you to shine super well because you're unable to beat the other top teams and you have to like go absolutely crazy in order to win. So your numbers don't usually look as good because a lot of times your team is struggling against the top teams.
Yep.
And obviously if your team's getting, top 8, top 12 every event, it's pretty hard to say you're like one of the best players in the game because you can't win at
Mhm.
all. Like you
Yep.
don't have to be winning events, but if you're not even like making it into like top 6, top 4, it's pretty
Yeah.
hard to imagine.
Mhm. Dashy.
Yeah, we got Dashy at 5. Dashy and Ken back to back. Is there a reason you wanted Ken specifically over Dashy?
Mm, my thing. I think Ken just does more on the map, like stats wise than Dashy. Dashy does like all like the dirty work, objective
Yeah.
work, but we know he can still fry at any moment in time.
Yeah, Ken's definitely going to be more involved in terms of the kill department. He's usually going to have a lot higher engagements. You usually can visually see Kenny's impact a lot more because
Mhm.
Dashy's getting 2 minutes in the hill and like holding an iron, locking down a lane,
Yeah,
making
just
a play. He's making a winning play, but in terms of like the flashy, like big play, big 2 piece, big 3 piece, I think it's going to be Kenny. And I also think there's a chance for Kenny because of it seems like we're going to have a lot of small maps and the game's really fast. There's a chance for Kenny to pull out a sub. And I think that's why I like Kenny at 4 because I think in the flex role, he's going to have like, if we finally have like a true flex, Kenny will shine as one of the best flexes because, flexes haven't really had to do that in a while. They haven't had to be true flexes.
yep.
And I think finally, if this could be the game where you have to bring out a true flex, Kenny could really shine.
Mhm. Just what look at Black Ops 4 with a true flex what he did for the whole year.
Yeah. Just incredible with the Maddox.
Mhm.
Even like, yeah, I guess that true flex. I'm even talking more of like a World War II style where you're switching between the PPSH and the STG, like even on like opposite hills and stuff.
Yeah. That is
And
yep.
then at 3 Brock, we have Celium. I think this one is pretty self-explanatory for me. I think he's probably gonna have the best KD in the league again this year.
Hard to
Uh
kill.
It's gonna be hard to kill. He's gonna be a really good player. He's gonna consistently have his team finding it to the championship match, championship Sunday. Will they be able to win it? Who knows this year? But I think he's gonna be. I mean, it's basically impossible for Selling not to be good, putting up good numbers. He's always incredible. I just
Yep.
think he's just not gonna impact. It's gonna be the typical Selling story. He's gonna have a crazy KD. It's gonna be probably number 1 in the league again. He's gonna be really, really good. But is he having as big of an impact as our top 2? I don't think so. I think Draza on the same team is going to be disgusting and have a bigger impact. I think the same thing I said for Ken applies for Draza. I think
Yep.
Draza is going to be a player that if we finally have a true flex switching between the guns, he's going to really excel over a lot of these other flexes. So I think that's
Mhm.
why he's 2.
Yep. I agree.
And then Scrap Rock. You want to explain why he's number 1?
Scrap is just Scrap, just the best AR last 2 years. Nothing
Also, I
really
have no
much
concerns about him
nothing
pulling
much
it
else
off.
to say, his team's insane. Has Hydra in front of him. Yeah, I don't see a world where he can do bad.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Like we've been talking about it for some of the teams that aren't as good that these players are on. But Scrap, I mean, his team, he has Hydra in front of him, Envoy, who he has chemistry with, Ghosty in front of him, like disgusting players that are just going to set it up for him to just mow people down. Only way I could see Scrap not being one is like maybe because of the talent in front of him, his numbers go down a little bit and he is going to play a little slower or something. Like
Hmm.
he just doesn't have as big of slaying numbers because like he has so much talent around him more than he's ever had. But I
Yeah.
mean, I have no issues or no concerns, I should say, about Scrap pulling out a sub. I think when he pulls out a sub, if he has to, he's going to be an incredible true flex.
Yep.
Uh, I mean, he's number one. He's the most talented AR. He's definitely the best AR in the game.
Yep. Agreed.
All right, Brock. That was easier than I thought it was. We came to a consensus pretty easy. I mean, I could move around ARs here and there, and I could get attach in there, but honestly, attach is like unless I'm really missing somebody, attach is like the only omission that I'm like, man, he could be up there. I mean, there are guys that like if Geo scratched into like the top 8, or like maybe if Beans popped off on Toronto, or if Insight had a really good bounce back year, or if
Hmm.
Skies somehow has a bounce back year. Like there are guys I would be like, okay, yeah, you're telling me they're like 7th or 8th best. They are okay.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah, but
Subs though,
I think
Brock.
I like the list though.
Yeah, I like it too. Subs. Obviously, we always talk about how there's not as much elite sub talent. Do we want to just do the same thing we did with ARs? Kind of throw the guys we for sure think are going to be up there because they always are.
Yep.
I mean, I'm thinking of Beezy,
A BZ,
thinking Kleenex for sure,
Kleenex,
thinking Hydra,
definitely.
definitely thinking Simp, definitely thinking
Simp.
Pred and Shottzy.
Yep.
Am I missing anyone else that's like a home run? Missing anyone? I don't think there's any other like absolute like locks.
We have
Do
6 right
you?
now.
Yeah, we have. I threw a BZ, Kleenex, Hydra, Simp, Shottzy, and Cell. So basically,
I think
the
so. Yeah.
I mean, the
Yep.
one of the subs from Thieves, both from Phase, both from Optic, and then Kleenex, who's usually always up there.
Yep.
Um,
Two
so
more.
down there, Brock, who do you think are our other candidates that we could raise up? I'm looking at 04. I don't think so because I just think once again, not going to have a lot around him to set him up for success. I don't think he's going to be like a top sub. I think he'll be solid, but not top.
Thinking Envoy.
I think Envoy could definitely be up there. I just think once again he may just be relegated to like an extreme, just like route man OBJ role. So I don't know if we're gonna be viewing him as like a top player. He definitely
Hmm.
is a candidate though. I think Gwyn is certainly a candidate.
Yep. I would
I
have to
like
agree.
I like his roster. I think he's got a lot of players that can enable him because they added Vivid to that roster, right? The Carolina roster, like rumored at
Ye
least.
I believe so. Yes.
It's rumored to be Tej, Vivid, Gwyn, and Slasher. Well, I
Yep.
love that team. I mean, Vivid's on it. I already love Slasher and Tej, and now they add Vivid. Like that might be my team this year.
Win. Hmm. I like
Uh,
that.
I think Joe Deceives is certainly a candidate.
Man. I could
Kismet,
see.
I don't
I
know.
could see Linz having a
I
pop
could
off
see
year.
Lens. I could see Lens having a pop off year. I don't disagree with that. Nero. Who else
Man.
is on here? Mac is a candidate. I don't. It's hard to put him up there.
Real. Eh.
Yeah, I don't know. So narrowing it down, I like the shouts of Envoy, Gwyn, Joe, and Lens. I think are my guys I'm looking at. Nero maybe too.
I would
I just
say.
don't like Nero's team as much. I don't know. I don't mind Nero's team.
Yeah. Envoy, Linz, Nero, and Joe are my 4 for the last 2 spots.
You don't like Gwyn?
Oh, I already have Gwen up there on my
Yeah,
chart.
I like Gwyn. I want to put Gwyn up there.
Yeah, let's do it. I already had him up there, so
Oh,
that's why I
and
had to name him.
it's like in terms of who's gonna have the best year with their team, like Envoy is definitely gonna have the best year of the guys that are left down here. I just don't know, like last year, I don't think Envoy, unless I'd have to go really back and think about it, but I don't think Envoy was a top 8 sub last year. And he had a
He's
really
like,
good team around him. Like he had Scrap, Kleenex, and Insight. He had a really good team. But like, I mean, I think the Phase duo, the Optic duo, I think like Hydra, I think Kleenex, I think Gwyn. I think you could even make an argument like Estriel was up there with him. Like
mhm.
Lynn's early season was up there. Like I think Envoy wasn't maybe necessarily like a top SMG last year. I think Gwyn's gonna have a really good year though. And Brock. Oh,
Kinda wanna put this guy up here.
who is it?
I kinda wanna put Joe up there.
Let's do it.
Let's do it, yeah, let's put Joe.
So funny enough to me, the SMGs were harder because I feel really bad leaving Envoy.
Hmm.
Even like I think Linz is gonna have a. I think like Linz is gonna slot into that team. And I think Linz numbers wise is gonna look insane because I think Kismet and like Skies and Priesta. I think those are three players that just like to set up their teammates. I think those three are just gonna be setting up Linz to have a massive year. So I think he's a pretty crazy honorable mention too.
Yep. Also, Nero. He's a top 5 sub last year.
Yeah, he was very good. He's a very good honorable mention as well. The subs are definitely harder to rank. We definitely
Yeah.
could be leaving somebody off that could be like a top 5 player this year. Envoy could be as well.
Hmm.
Who do
But
you
I think
think, Brock, is one this year? Who do you think is gonna end up being one?
one, I really, it's probably a Hydra, but I really want to put Simp up as number one.
Yeah, he's back on a Treyarch title. He was disgusting at Cold War. He was disgusting at Black Ops 4 when he debuted. Still probably the best player I've ever seen. Black Ops 4 simp.
Yeah.
I
But
think
Hydra's
it's
is so good.
Hydra's is so good. I think it's gonna be Hydra, but if you want to put simp to go bold, I'd be down. But Hydra has to be two then,
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go Simp one, Hydra two.
just for the bold prediction. Uh, it's almost easier to order these from front to back with how good they are. I see. I actually, maybe this is a hot take. I think shottzyy three. I think in this game with this crazy movement, I think shottzy's going to be doing some crazy things. I think
Yep.
he was, dude, in shottzyy in the back half of the year, even when optic was bad for that
He
like that one
carried.
major, dude, shottzyy was like there was. I mean, we should have seen his champs performance coming because he was on a tear. Even when the team was
Hmm.
struggling, shottzyy was on a tear. Like he was like a top player. Like you could argue he was like a top one, top two player at the end of the year last year.
Yeah.
He was insane.
What was that when they won the major? I forget. Major
Dude,
three was it?
like I swear every invasion control the dude was just dropping numbers.
I think I saw it. It was a stat. It popped up. It had like 6 or 7 straight, like 30 respawn, 30 plus kill respawn games or something like
Yeah,
that.
dude,
Crazy
he
like that.
was down the stretch. He was like it wasn't talked about enough how insane shottzyy was down the stretch.
Yep. So annoying, just making plays, getting the two-piece flanking, just annoying
Mm.
people's base. Just yeah. And plus this movement, yeah, let's do it. Shot to three.
Who do you want for? Because I feel pretty strongly about who I want for.
Four. Either I don't know. I think I want to put a BZ4.
I agree. That's what I want. I think on a Treyarch title again, I think Abezi's really going to like this game, which we know has affected him, whether or not he likes the game a lot in the past. I
Yep.
think Abezi's going to like this game. I think he is going to be turned. I think he's going to be really good.
Mhm.
Super aggressive. I think he's going to be just flying at people. I think FaZe in general is just going to be so good at this game.
Yep.
Um, then at 5, Brock, I think it's Pred, but I'm open to discussion for it.
Mm, I agree. I agree. Pred more consistent than Kleenex and the rest of them.
I agree. I think Pred's just going to put up the numbers. I think he's going to be enabled to be really successful on this team. And yeah, I mean,
Pred's gonna put up the numbers, but he's literally not doing any of the advanced
yeah,
movement.
yeah, Pred's going to be looking like Scump, just hitting the laydowns, hitting the irons, just gunning people while people are trying to do too much. I mean, that honestly might be a good thing for Pred is like as people try to start to do too much in the game, Pred might just be holding irons and just gunning them.
Yeah. Mhm.
We know if Pred knows how to do one thing, it's get some kills. So he'll be putting up the numbers.
Uh huh.
Brock, I want this is like maybe a weird take, but I want Gwyn at 6.
I'll take it.
I think
I'll,
Gwyn's gonna be really good. He showed flashes. I think Slasher, he's gonna have another year with Tej as a sub duo, or if they let Tej play the flex potentially. Who knows? There was a rumor they could let Gwyn play the flex, so that'll kind of chalk this ranking of putting him in the SMGs. But
yeah.
we're assuming he's gonna play an SMG. Like I think if they let Tej go into the flex or Vivid, like anybody, like whether it's Tej or Vivid, both of them are very good at enabling their sub duo.
Mhm.
So I think whether it's Teach or Vivid using the other sub, they'll help enable him, and the other one will be a fast flex behind him, and also a great third SMG if that's the meta. Like a sub trio of Gwyn, Teach, and Vivid. Like if it's a lot of 3 sub maps,
That'd be pretty good.
that's I mean that third whether the third sub is Teach or Vivid, that's better than a lot of teams' third subs because they're actually like true subs,
Yeah.
and both of them I trust to use an AR. So I if there's a sub like a 3 sub map or like a 3 sub meta, I trust those 2 or those 3 a lot, so I think Gwyn's gonna have a really good year, and I'm hoping Slasher can kinda help
Yep.
guide him along. I love Slasher.
I like it. I like that. I like that team, and Quinn's gonna pop off this year.
Yeah, I think that might be my team this year. I might be rooting for the Ravens if that's the roster. It has
All right.
Vivid, it has Slasher, it has Tej.
That's
Gwyn's a Colts fan. He's from Indiana.
is
That's gotta
he?
be my team. Yeah, he's from Indiana.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I think he's a Colts fan. I
I
think I've
think
seen
it's
about it before.
gotta be your team if he is a Colts fan for sure.
Yeah, we got Tej, one of my favorite players. Slasher, one of my other favorite players. Vivid is from Wisconsin, and Gwyn's a Colts fan. That might have to be my team this year.
Every
I
time,
was like,
every
I'm always like rooting for Kenny. I like to see Optic succeed a lot. I mean, I always tend to root for like Clay,
yeah.
I like a lot of the OG players, and I don't know why. I love Tej.
Hmm.
I thought for a little bit there we were going to lose Tej in the league forever, but then he had a good bounce back year last year.
Yep. Man, every time you say teach, I just think about the time when went to the Minnesota event. He couldn't get out of the casino.
He got lost. He got lost in the casino.
Yeah.
He's just like, "Where do I go?" He's asking for help from the security guards and stuff. That was hilarious.
It's just too funny.
Uh, Brock, who do you want at 7? I think we should just do it.
Joe.
Yeah,
All
it's a
right.
sub
I like
duo.
it.
Joe and Kleenex sub duo.
Yep.
Uh, by the way, a very good sub duo. Not being
Mhm.
talked about enough, but could potentially be a top 4 sub duo. I think we have to get the top 3 spots in whatever order you want to Optic, Thieves, and Phase.
Yep.
Pick and choose. I mean, if you want to put Pred and shottzyy 1 or 3, Simp and Abeezy 1 or 3 or 2, or in Hydra and Envoy, I mean, pick your poison. You can put any of them in any spot in the top 3. I won't argue with you, but I mean, who are the other candidates? Like, I think Kleenex and Joe is arguably a top 4 SMG duo in the league this year. They're very, very good.
Yeah.
But I think Joe is going to I think he's going to keep developing. We've always been super high on Joe. I think he's going to be popping off in search. I still think this team is going to be pretty damn good. I think the
Mhm.
Beans, Insight, Kleenex, and Joe, the more I look at it, the higher I'm getting on that team.
Yep. I think they'll be pretty decent from what team they had like a year ago.
Yeah. I think they'll be pretty good too. Maybe they'll be a step down, obviously, because they lose Scrap, but I think the team's going to be pretty good. They have a good sub duo, pretty good AR duo.
Mhm.
Starting to like the team more and more as I look at it.
Yep. Agreed.
There's our top 8 though, Brock. I mean, you want to give I'll give my top 2 honorable mentions for each position. You want to give yours? I think for ARs, I think it's attach, and I'm going between like Geo, Insight, but I'm gonna like stick with my boy. I would love to say Tej or Vivid if I knew what position they were gonna be playing. So
Mhm.
obviously I'm saying those two because bias, but uh I think attach is for sure an honorable mention for AR, and I'm gonna go with Beans as my other one. I think he's gonna have a really good year for Toronto. I think that Toronto team's gonna be pretty good.
All right. For my AR, I think I'm with you. Attach and I'm gonna go Geo, and
Okay, I like
then
that. I think Geo
for
would be very good.
for my subs, I definitely want to put Nero up there. Who's that? I'll put Nero and Linz for honorable mentions.
Yeah, that's good. Just to be different. I've been gassing up Nero all off season, and Nero's definitely up there, but I need to gas up Envoy because his team I think will be really good, and he'll be doing a lot of dirty work.
Yeah.
And I actually agree. I think Linz is going to be really enabled in that team. I think it's going to be really good. Then obviously, if Vivid's using a sub, Vivid's in our honorable mentions.
Yep. Always.
Um, yeah, that's it. I think we're going to look back at this and be like, damn, we should have known Attach was going to be like the 5th best AR.
Yeah.
I think obviously we'll look back at this and be like, damn, LA Thieves won 3 events. How did we not put Envoy
Mhm.
in the top 8? Because that one seems obvious. But we went bold and wanted to throw like Gwyn and Joe up there for fun. The new age coming in.
Yep. I like it.
All right, that's gonna do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. If you're on the audio platforms, drop a follow, drop a 5-star review. We appreciate all your guys' support through the offseason. Obviously, we're not there yet, but this is the last pod before at least the game comes out. Not much will change in terms of what we're doing for the pod because obviously there's no CDL action or anything. Maybe we can talk about kickoff tournaments and just talk about some of the competitive stuff we're seeing as the rule sets get made and stuff. Start to do some early season predictions as we start to watch some of the players, but really, really excited to get our hands in the game. I cannot wait to play it. I hope you guys are able to play this week, have fun playing. Like I said, that's going to do it for this one, and we will see you guys in the next one.